Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Gerhawi. We are back again on bedrock. On the previous episode we were trying to hydrate the dried ghast. While I was recording this video, I did not realize that my speaker was on mute, so hence I'm doing a voiceover at the moment. So I was just doing my introductions here and talking about the dried ghast and the plan for this episode. So I was showing off an addition I added onto the holding area. I added the stairs so that we are at the top of the platform when we need to dismount the ghast or mount the ghast. Then I was checking my inventory to make sure I had everything for the ghast. And I was talking about again the plans for this video to loot the structure that's behind our base there. And I was just going through my thoughts of what I needed to do to be better prepared for raiding other structures. I spoke about not having better armor. Like the armor I currently have on, like a chainmail and gold there. The gold is because I just recently came back from the nether. But like the chainmail, I put it on because of the enchants on it. Like it had fire protection 4, which was good for going into the nether. And I was just looking at the enchants there, and then I realized I didn't match them properly. Like 3 items had fire protection, and I did not have like an armor with maybe protection. So I was thinking that I need to grind to get better armor so that we can survive our trips into the nether and other structures. So just looking at the ghast there, trying to gauge how long we are left with for it to emerge from the water. And judging from the smile, it's not far too long before it will emerge. I was thinking about maybe going to do other things while we wait for it. Then I thought if I move away, it will emerge, of which it happened. And we placed a lid on it. And I spoke about waiting for it to grow or versus feeding it and speeding up the process, of which I opted for feeding it snowballs to speed up the process to have a fully grown happy ghast. Well, after it got fully grown, we placed the harness on it, and my next plan was to actually ride it a little bit just in our base area. And I decided to move one of the fence posts from outside. It made sense to have it inside. If the ghast was going to be in the holding area, I suppose it would have been better to have one in there rather than outside, because I was thinking the ghast might come out, like with the lid out there, it might fly out instead of staying in the containing area. And at this point I used my shears to take the lid off. That's one of the updates, that you can use shears to take off lids. We took a ride on the ghast on top of our base just to have a look at how far our base has come. While looking at this clip, I realized I forgot that I could actually stand on top of the ghast to get a better view. So unfortunately I forgot, and I viewed the base while on a sitting position on top of the ghast. You can see all the little structures that have been added slowly but surely on our little area there. Then while I was looking at that structure, I was talking about going to raid it, and then I was next I pointed to the direction where the woodland mansion is, of which I again spoke about getting better armor and enchants on the armor before actually venturing into tougher structures like the woodland mansion, and maybe going back to the other structure that resembled a trial chamber, in the essence that I got trial keys from it. I haven't found ominous potions in this world yet. I don't recall getting one, or maybe we don't need them anyway. So the next time we'll try to go back to that trial chamber structure, we'll figure out and see what the structure has to offer. And in that structure, actually, there were the blazes was spawned in one of there was a blaze spawner, and I was wondering if that's where we get the blaze power roads from, because in the nether I've not ventured too far away, but I haven't seen any fortresses yet. Okay, so here I was trying to stand on top of the ghast, and I could not figure out why I was not able to stand. It took me a few seconds, then I managed to stand on top of it and dismount. I was about to jump, then I remembered I made a platform and stairs to use. So I was contemplating whether to leave the ghast without a lead. Then I decided maybe it's better just to use the lead in case it wanders out of that containment area. It seems like the structure fits or suits the ghast well. So at this point I was going out to clear out my inventory and prepare for travel to go and loot the structure behind our base. So I think I realized that I didn't have any storage in that containment area, so I was going to add some barrels, and I thought it would be better to leave the snowballs close by there, and maybe a shear there as well. It's good to have storage at least in structures. So I left a shear lead and some snowballs. So at this point I was looking to change my armor. Then I was showing you I do have diamond armor, but I don't have mending on them, and I need like better enchants on them as well. I did get those armor from looting structures, and also the iron armor I did get some some of them from looting structures as well. And some of the armor that you get in this world, they're not like, they're almost broken, most of them. And some of them have like half health, if I might put it, that you need to actually repair them. But I've been actually collecting them because they might be useful, especially if I lose my armor after dying and I need to go back to retrieve my items. I can always use some of the armor. So here I was trying to combine 2 of the boots and then to actually repair the boot, which I did, and it used up, I think, almost all of my levels. So I was having a looking at my armor to make sure I had better enchants before going out to the structure there. And this clip I was ranting about the quests. I had already taken down like 3 or 4 phantoms, but for some reason in the quest log it just shows that I took down only 1 phantom. So I was wondering if there's a glitch or what's happening with the quests, and I decided to complete that quest at another time and just focus on the looting the structure for now. And since it was getting dark, I will soon skip the night first before going. We're just clearing the inventory. Then I realized I forgot some snowballs in my inventory that I should have left in one of the barrels next to the ghast. Most of my weapons and tools are almost broken. Well, the ones that are almost broken, I definitely got them from looting structures, and I've not repaired them because it does need XP. So if I'm to use one of them, I usually just repair them one at a time. So here I'm just trying to decide what to bring with me and what to leave behind. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what to bring. I was trying to check which backpack was empty. Then I was finding more tools scattered all over my backpacks, making me remember that I need to clear my inventory, especially in the backpacks, and put items in specific spots where I can easily find them. Like, I was having tools in different chests, in different backpacks. Then I realized that the backpack I was using to store the armor and the tools was actually full, and I might need a new backpack to store more. I usually carry this with me because you never know when you need extra armor, especially when you're going to adventure out. And if since I don't have mending on my items, I might need a spare armor. There was one structure with the Enchantagnes, I think that's how it's pronounced, that had a librarian who was selling mending. I did write down the coordinates somewhere. I need to find them. Maybe when I get more emeralds from trading with villagers, I might go back there to get the mending, more mending books, and so that I'm able to put mending on my armor and tools. I'm just wondering if I'm able to actually have villagers in my base instead of going to the villages. I know that will be a lot of work. I do have the teleporting system to go to the different villages instead of trying to figure out how to get zombified villagers and cure them and having a small village in my base area. I might decide just to continue with those villages that I can teleport to and maybe add more villages there and do my tradings there instead of in our base area. The only catch is I have to make sure I have enough XP for teleporting. Yeah, it took me a good while to organize myself. I see that. Then I realized, I remembered I have the totem of undying from one of the quests I did. And those are the trophies I got from fighting the other mob bosses. So I was looking at the quests again to see. That's is it goals scroll? I've actually done everything except for the I Spy, which is crafting an Eye of Ender. And if I remember correctly, I think I'm missing some 2 ingredients to actually be able to craft the Eye of Ender. So that's the only quest goal left in that scroll. All right, hopefully we are ready and we are going out into the structure there. I was checking to make sure I have everything, then I realized I needed blocks, any kind of blocks, dirt block or anything. Sometimes it's good to have blocks for pillaring or blocking path from myself with the mobs. They're usually handy to have blocks around. So in this case I decided to use dirt blocks. I have plenty of them. And it's actually easier to break down dirt if with just the hands if I don't have a shovel. Just checking what the trader has. And I was just thinking that I'm not able to craft netherite items. And I was thinking if I needed the upgrade template, of which I was wondering if we need to get it from a bastion in this bedrock, or if we'll find it in a structure. So here I was just checking for the entrance and making sure that I haven't looted this structure yet, but I was 100% sure I haven't touched it yet. So before going in, I normally create a safe zone just beside the structure. In case I die, I'm able to spawn close to the structure to go back and retrieve my items or continue a fight if I had started one. So in this case, we're just going to use the dirt I have. It's quicker to place. So this was a tight little space that I could at least place my bed where I can respawn, and I normally leave some of the items behind in a chest. In case I die, I'm able to access maybe a spare armor and other things to be able to go back and retrieve my items. As you can see here, I was leaving backpacks. Like sometimes I don't leave all of the backpacks. I leave some on me. You might find several chests that I'm not able to loot. Like the loot is not, like the space in my inventory is not enough for the loot. So if I have a backpack on me, I can be able to store the loot in there. So here I was just deciding what to leave behind and what to take with me. I have encountered this structure before. In a while I started just to check out the bedrock before I started to record videos. It was just to check it out and see what's the world bedrock is all about. And I do know for a fact that in this structure, at the bottom level, there's a spawner which spawns out witches. So I was pretty much careful. I was deciding whether, because I could not find the entrance, it's like it's buried beneath. I decided to dig through the wall and be careful to make sure I cover up the spawner before it spawns out the witches. The witches are hard to deal with because if they spawn like 2-3 of them throwing the potions at you, it's really difficult. So I saw the spawner there, so I quickly placed dirt blocks to make sure that they don't have space to spawn out. It's a trick I learned, that if I place blocks around the the spawners, they actually are not activated. So I was trying to find the ground level, because normally in the ground level there are chests sometimes. Then I realized I was taking too much time. I needed a shovel with me. It was taking too much time to dig through the dirt with just the hands without a shovel. So as I was saying, sometimes there could be chests on the lower level. So I was looking for the main doors and trying to be careful not to expose the spawn, as you can see there. The only thing I think I should maybe try next time, I wonder if I place a torch on a spawner, will it prevent the spawners from being active? I'm yet to figure that one out. I did figure out about the blocks. I just tried one time to place blocks around the spawner, and I saw that it actually works. So as I was digging, I did not see any chests, and I decided it's taking too long and opted to go up the structure. And in this structure, I'm sure that there are more spawners. So I was having my dirt blocks ready in case I need to barricade myself from the mobs and to cover the spawners. So as you can see, I got up here and immediately the spawner was activated, and you can hear the zombies. This one has zombified villagers spawning out of that spawner, of which I was wondering, is it possible to actually get the zombified villagers from here, cure them and transport them, or transport them and cure them? That's something I'm yet to find out. I know that will be like a big project, trying to transport the zombified villagers from here, especially atop a structure. And I think because I'd placed a block atop the spawner, the ones that was trying to spawn on top of the spawner were getting smothered. Then I did hear a ding, like like in the trial chamber spawners. So I was curious to see if the spawner actually spat out a key, but I did not see anything. So I was taking another closer look at the spawner to look at it to see if it's actually the trial chamber one. So I was making sure that all this, whatever spawn is there, is covered, so they can safely loot the chests. The loot was not that great, but I took them anyway. So as you can see, this is where I did get an armor trim, and this is where having a backpack is advantageous, because as you can see, my inventory is quickly filling up. So with the backpacks, at least I'm able to free up space in my inventory. I tend to loot everything that I find. I've been trying to rationalize like what loot I need to bring that I'll actually use and what I can leave behind, but I usually tend to take everything that I find. So there I was just placing a block to make sure if there's a mob coming up the stairs, at least they won't climb up. And just checking to make sure that that's the end of the room before going up the structure. So at the top of this structure is usually bookshelves and a lectern and a book with lore on it with a storyline. There's a storyline in this better on bedrock. If you're a person who loves lore and storylines, I think this better on bedrock will be good, because as I've been going to structures, I've been finding books all over. It tells a story. So you can read for yourself with the page open there. So after reading, I decided to take the book with me. I took the lectern, and I left the chiseled bookshelves, because even if I break them, I wouldn't get the bookshelf. I did not have a silk touch pickaxe or axe, so I opted to take the books from the chiseled bookshelf, and I was trying to see if the books are enchanted or not, and they were just plain books, so I took them anyway, regardless. We can always use the books to trade with villagers or in the enchanting table. So I decided to break the other bookshelves to get the books. So in total, I did get a stack of books and 7. That was a lot of books. Oh, I did miss the ladder and dropped, but I was thankful that I had feather falling, even if it's feather falling 2. That did help. So I decided to go back down the structure. And I was thinking that while I'm still there, to try and check the ground level again to see if I can find any other chests. Well, while doing this, I was just thinking of other things to do. I lost track of what exactly I was doing. I was just concentrating on finding a chest, clearing the way around the spawner. Then I found and covered the doors that usually leads into this structure. And I realized it was actually buried down the structure, like 2 blocks down deep. So still optimistic, trying to see if I can get some more loot. Well, so after doing that, I cleared that, did not find any chests. I should have stopped here, but silly me had to check in the middle. Yep, and that happened. And for a moment, I thought the witch had frozen, and I was trying to shield myself. Mistake. Before I left, I made sure to cover the spawner, and I realized I had not made an escape route in case I make a mistake. Then, of course, well, I was down to 1 heart. Creepers were out. It was nighttime. Of course, skeletons were out. It will only take 1 shot from a skeleton and I'll be gone. So I quickly tried to take my carrot. One thing I forgot to bring with me was a milk bucket. I usually carry that just in case of the episode like this, and I was very careless with jumping because I saw the witch was still following me behind. And I could hear the skeletons and the spiders trying to get away from the witch, thinking that I'm far away enough. But when I looked behind, I still could see the witch following me. There were actually 2 of them were following me, and whenever they were trying to throw the poison, they were poisoning each other and ended up fighting each other. So it was a win for me. As you can see, they're there. And then one of them, I think, died from the other one. It took me a little bit, like a few minutes to remember I do have a bow in my hotbar. I should have used it. So I was watching the witches from here and waiting for the sun to come up. Then I remembered, oh, I do have a bow. Can take them out and be able to go back to my safe-ish zone, mud hut, dirt hut, to get my stuff. Yeah, I just went into the water to see what the dropped, if there was anything new. Well, apart from the redstone and bottles, nothing else exciting. Just the usual things that the witches do drop. So I was pretty much surprised that I actually survived that attack of the witches. And at this point, I had made up my mind I am not going back into the structure to try to find another chest. That was enough. I was just going to pick up my things and go. I was just checking around to make sure there was not another witch out. While I'm trying to get my dirt things. Then I was stupidly going back in and I could see the spawner still lighting up, and I decided, nope, not today. I'm out of here. So I decided to put like a indicator that I've been into this structure already, like a mark for myself. And I took out all my stuff with me. So here just doing inventory management, boring stuff. I had forgotten I still had items in the chest when I broke it. But anyway, I had enough space for all of them. I took that seed with me because I don't have a big farm. I've not made like a big farm in my base area. I might consider doing that so that I have crops to trade with the farmers in the villages. So at this point I was thinking that that was a successful looting trip, even though we almost died from poisoning. But definitely I'm thinking that I should prepare some better armor, even if I need to go down. I do have diamonds actually. Even if I need to disenchant whatever I have and try and grind with the villagers out there to get better enchants and maybe better books to enchant my stuff. So the first thing I usually do is when I get back is set my response. So here I was just thanking all the new subscribers and all my subscribers and everyone who keeps on coming to watch back my videos. It means a lot, and all the wonderful comments I've been seeing, thank you very much for them. And if you have any suggestions on what to do in Better on Bedrock, I do welcome them. And that's all from me. Thank you and goodbye.